say things like, I'm a doer. That's what's going to help you learn and help you get that into your brain and help you want to take action and get excited. That's what I want. Is I want you to get excited about the mortgage lending business. It's been a little painful. It's exciting when rates are going down and down and down into the 3s and 2s. But if you are not excited about it, then it's going to be problems. So I also want to ask you to be open-minded. Can we say be open-minded? Can everybody agree to be open-minded? Yes? Thank you. So I have learned that when you do something that's a little bit off the road, people are confused, and then there's this little, brain inside of you saying, I can't do that. That's going to be too hard, or that's not going to work. Trust me, the things that I do and the things that I'm going to show you, they work. I just want you to be open-minded and be aware of the thoughts as you're going through this, of what you're telling yourself. Limiting beliefs are going to bubble up. Things are going to be too hard. I want this to be almost like meditative in a way, where you just kind of veg and you listen to this stuff and you draw it in and you get excited about it, but you don't have to implement all the fire hose of information I'm going to give you. Just kind of write down some notes and pick a few things at the end, 1 to 3 things that you're going to go all in on, but be open-minded. So, okay, let me go to my next slide. Okay, so the definition of a quantum leap. So the definition of a quantum leap is advanced change, sudden increase, or dramatic advance. So I think about like when you were a teenager and you had to take out the trash or empty the dishwasher or something. And you thought like, oh my gosh, I have so much to do today. Now think about yourself now, if you're a mom or a dad and you're, I had a newborn, I have a 2-year-old now, but I had a newborn. I had to get up, get my newborn, take my other kids to activities, work on loans when rates are going down and down. We're closing 30 loans a month or something crazy. Think about yourself then versus now and how long it took you to be able to do all these things in a day that you want to do. So what I want for you is an advanced sudden change. I want to collapse time for you and have you learn how to implement these things. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. So think of I always think of J-Lo. I'm like, how does she have all this time to do these kinds of things that she wants to do? She has the same 24 hours. Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi. I want you to be able to see how many things you can pack into a day and do it effectively. And one-to-many versus one-to-one marketing is something that's going to help you big, 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 big time. So some bold promises to you. More clients, more closing with one shift in the way that you think about your marketing. I promise that I'm going to massively increase your business by focusing on one essential mind shift that you need in your business. And I can guarantee you, if you're not doing these kinds of things that I'm going to show you, you are losing out on business. So I think there's a statistic that 0 to 2% of organic posts are seen by, they go viral. That's most of the time when you're posting, it's only being seen by your friends, maybe your sphere of influence if you're lucky. So you need to learn how to get attention on your brand and do that through video. So why are you here? Put it in the chat. Can somebody give me a few ideas of why you think that you are here? What do you want to get out of this? I should see everybody putting things in the chat. Yes, to learn how to be better, to get some new ways to market. You want more deals. Of course, everybody wants that, right? That'd be amazing. So to get the quantum leap in marketing. Yes, yes, yes. So all of that is true. New ideas, more deals. Thank you, thank you. So all of that is true. But I'm going to tell you why you're here. You're here because I earned your trust. Because you saw me online and you saw an ad or something, and I got the most important thing, which is your time. So I'm going to give you the education. That's what you're also here for, but I earned your trust. So you saw my video, you saw my post, you saw something that made you feel like you wanted to give me your most important thing so you can get the education. So you're wanting to learn from me and I'm doing the thing that you want to do. So all those things are true, but what's added into it is that I've earned your trust. That's what you want when you're going out there with your realtor partners, divorce attorneys, your clients, and I'm going to tell you when you need to do that. So it's not when you take the lead. Okay. I love how my slides are, going here. Okay. So how can you elevate your brand by positioning yourself as unique and different? So the answer, you would think it's simple, but it's you do what no one else is doing. You have to set yourself apart. Everybody has gifts and everybody has gaps. So if you're looking to go copy people, TikTok and Instagram is a little bit scary. It's a beautiful thing, but it could be a little bit scary because you can copy a sound, you can compare yourself. So there's a story about the tree and the bamboo. Each are strong, but each are different. So there's no reason why you can't find what your authentic voice is to show what your gifts are and put that on social media as a mortgage lender that is educating and giving value and serving. No more selling and saying, buy my thing, buy my thing. Okay, so you want to do what no one else is doing. So I'm going to ask you, just put in the chat, give me some ways of how you're going to stand out. So as you're driving or thinking or watching this, are you kind of starting to think of like, what do I know as a mortgage lender that I can put on social media and I can stand out? Let me see. Okay, so start thinking of ways of how you're going to stand out, as it's so important, because what's most important is that you want to attract business, and that's through educating. There's nothing better than, now that I've been doing a lot of this stuff over the last 2 to 3 years, really heavier with video and everything, there's nothing better than having, I had this realtor from Nevada, so she's so awesome. She called me and said, hey, Tiff, I've been following you for a long time now. I love your content. I have a deal for you. I think I cried a little happy tear there because I didn't cold call her. I didn't ask her to have coffees and do the one-on-one marketing. I did things that were impacting her and giving her value to where she wanted to give me her business. She wanted to give me that client that she had to market for, and she had to chase with direct mails and farms and all these kinds of things that realtors have to do. So here's what I'm going to teach you is I talked about video and digital marketing, but what video does, especially when you learn to repurpose it, which we're going to talk about that in, even later and in a live event that I'm going to talk to you about towards the end of this as well, is video can be repurposed. So for example, I have my podcast, and then I take my podcast and I have my virtual assistant put it on YouTube. And then he takes pieces of that and then he puts it onto a reel. And then they take little graphics and it says, hey, Tiffany's podcast is here. And they put it on an Instagram story. So you're duplicating yourself. So when you're having coffee with an agent, one-on-one, that's one-to-one marketing. But when you are maybe talking about it on the way there and you're posting it places and you're putting on a story that you're on the way, or you just met this amazing agent and they're super funny and they understand the importance of not being an alarmist to clients and how important it is to not look at lenders as a necessary evil, but that we are so important to building a bond together and making our client feel comfortable to get through this crazy process, sometimes crazy process together. So duplicating yourself is something that the power of video is going to give you. So let me ask you a question. So pictures versus video. Video is 1 million times more effective than pictures. So let me ask you a question. I am going to stop my video. So we've been doing this now for about 19 minutes, and ask yourself this. Do you feel like you know me more than you did maybe 19 minutes ago? Of course you did, but that was because of video. What if I talked the whole time just like this without any picture? That would not make an impact, right? Or if I just posted my picture like this, that your brain is not going to process the way that it would and way clients are going to be seeing you if you're using digital marketing. So you want to be marketing well before they need you. When they're scrolling on that, trust me, people are not thinking, I'm going to sell my house, I'm going to call Tiffany. They're looking online and they're thinking about things, they're talking to their family, they're scrolling. You need to be marketing well before they need you. I cannot stress that enough. So really quick story about me. So I was a telemarketer for a mortgage broker campaign in high school. And I learned the power of sales. I learned open-ended questions, close-ended questions. You don't say so do you want to do this? You ask other questions, or you say just rough, how much do you own your home? Just roughly. So those kinds of things were me alone at telemarketing when all my friends were working at McDonald's or something. I was already being innovative. Now, 2008, I had to learn. That was a tough time for anybody that was in the business. If raise your hand if you guys were in the business during that time. It was very tough. But what I did was I started marketing, and I learned FHA, first time home buyer seminars, down payment assistance. That was, FHA wasn't even a thing back then. So I was being innovative my own way. Now that's what we have to do. We have to find ways to get more market share, and the online space is going to help you do that. So when you're growing your business, let me explain what video does. Is it's a parasocial relationship. So think of your favorite, TV show, people that you root for, you cry for, you feel like you know them. That's a parasocial relationship. And I have a funny story. My son was getting he's 2 years old. He's getting passed around by my daughter and all the cheerleaders at her stunt game the other night. And I was asking her yesterday in the car, and I said, Presley, how does everybody know Creed so well? Because I kind of forgot about the Snapchat. I'm not on Snapchat very much. She said, Mom, I snap him everywhere. Everybody knows Creed. He's like a famous little kid at her high school. That's what you want when your realtors are seeing you. Somebody, it was really cool. Somebody who I had cold called like a few years ago and sent them bomb videos and stuff. They didn't even bother opening it. Somebody saw me the other day and they said, oh my gosh, this is Tiff. She's a lone baller. I watch all your stuff. I love what you're putting out. That's a realtor. Do you know how amazing that is? That I was trying to chase him and not give him any value. And now he's hunting me down to give me props and compliment me. It's because I've developed a parasocial relationship where he feels like he knows me. So these are the kind of lenders that I can help. So maybe you're new and you're looking for ways to stand out in your market. There's a lot of you out there right now we're all trying to stand out, right? So I can help you. For lenders who need that extra momentum in this business, I can help you. So experienced lenders, let me tell you, I can definitely help you as well. I just noticed that one of the top realtors finally is doing video now. They understand the power of video. They're going to dominate even more. And guess what? We're all on a budget right now, right? It's tougher times than it was in 2020. So you can do this for free at first. When you're getting comfortable with video and you're just working your sphere of influence, you can do this for free. Okay, so I'm hoping nobody's in the waiting room. Where's Veronica? Veronica, are we good? Can you make sure no one's in the waiting room? I just saw it to admit somebody here. Okay, so a little bit, thank you. Okay, so a little bit about me. So yes, I'm a top 1% mortgage originator, top women originator for 2022, host of the podcast. And don't feel like you have to go run out and do a podcast right now, because that's just could be way too overwhelming. I want you to just start thinking about ideas of what speaks to you. For me, my podcast, I talk about whatever I want, and it's so therapeutic. I absolutely love it. So what I'm most proud of is that I've become a master implementer. So when I was, I had to actually learn that learning is not scary. It's fun. I want everybody to put like a Post-it note on their laptop and add that, because I used to be scared to take action. Procrastination is because you're stressed. That idea of doing something, that particular thing and learning it creates stress. So you want to make sure that you work through that stress. Start writing down your triggers and why you feel stressed when you are having those emotions. So start journaling about them or whatever. That's what's going to help you be a master implementer. Of course, I'm proud that I'm a mom. I highlight here that I've been married twice. Yes, found the love of my life, absolutely. But I am so grateful for those past relationships because I learned so much. I got education from those, and I became stronger, wiser, and better, even in my career. So you can I want you to start thinking about your career as purpose. You have so much purpose in your career. There's so many people that we can make a positive impact on. It's insane. So think about what we're doing when we're loan officers and we're helping people get into homes. That's where they have holidays. They raise their families. They create all these memories. That is so important. And for us to not be the master implementer and at least call our borrowers or send them a video sequence and keep in touch with them after we got them into this amazing home. It's like, Shame on us. We've got to start taking action, and we've got to get systems and routines in place that aren't painful to you. I want to give you permission right now, because this was my hang up before, is I didn't feel like I wanted to chase, but that's what I was told to in other coaching programs. Call 40 agents, do this, ask them about their kid's soccer game. That didn't feel right to me. So I'm giving you permission to now to market in a new, innovative way that's going to create income and bring in clients, and you're going to work with the clients that you love working with. So I'm spiritual AF, and I point that out because sometimes I might say universe or God or something. Don't let the words get lost in the message. It's very important. So this is me now. I have all these things, and you're probably like, oh my God, how did she do that? Or, I played softball, and I'm not anymore. All I have is a slow pitch, but I've accomplished a lot of things, and it's taken me a while to get there, but this was not always me. So you guys are going to laugh. This was me before this was, my gosh, I think Bobby's on here right now. Basically my husband, but he found this picture from like a few years ago, and I was so stressed, and I had wrinkles, and I was like, oh my God, because I was doing all these things. And if you see cutting commissions and chauffeuring, that is true. I used to be a realtor back then. In 2008, we were DRE, was not NMLS, and I could do the realtor side. I think I could even be a notary back then. I could do the lending side. I feel for realtors because I know what they go through. When you drive somebody around and then they just go to a listing, or they ask you to cut your commission. And back then I was cutting my commissions because I didn't know my value, my self-worth. So now the people that I attract, going back to this slide, these are people that they know boundaries. They don't call me after work. They don't call me on weekends. I have somebody that's on call to take over if there's calls, if a realtor needs me. But this was painful time. And I probably did this for a good 15 years of my life. Now, I work about 5 hours in a day. I jam pack everything, but I have it so streamlined. Sometimes I work longer when I don't have to pick up my kids from school, but I got everything down to a science. So you might feel discouraged and, overwhelmed, unsure. Is this going to be like 2008? How am I going to outlast this, etc.? So what I'm going to be teaching you is how to thrive during times like this. You have to find ways to maximize slower opportunities. And let me ask you a question. So how did I get you here? So I actually paid for you to get here. Do you guys want to know what it costs for me to get you here? Do you guys want to know? Look at the chat. Chat. Yes. My jam pack, my day. Yes, I love it. So it costs $17 to $24 to get you here. So why would I do that? It's because I'm going to give you so much value that at the end of this, you're going to want to move on to a 3-day live virtual event. And then by the end of that, I'm going to give you so much value and over deliver that 20% of you or more are going to hire me to be your coach. So I'm going to help you see your way through all this, where you don't feel like you have to jam pack your days and like you have to keep working and working and working. That's not the way we should be doing this. That's when you lose your sense of purpose and you feel like you hate Mondays and you can't wait for Fridays. You wish your life away to Fridays. I don't want that for you. All right. So when you are a commodity, when you feel like you have to look at who has the best raise. I mean, how many of you guys have either changed companies because you don't like the interest rate, or you've seen other lower producers? A lot of the times it is the lower producers that change companies over and over because they don't like their current company's interest rate, right? That's when you look at yourself and you project that onto other people as being looked at as a commodity. You are not a commodity. Okay, so everybody raise your hand right now and say, I ain't just a rate. You are not just an interest rate. You are so much more than that. You are a human that is professional, and you're getting people into their dream homes. What's more important than that? That is so freaking amazing. You're giving people a place to raise their kids. When you start thinking of yourself as, okay, this person has 8th lowers, that's when things like pricing exceptions and rate shoppers, they get drawn into your business, and you're always going to your boss. You do not want to be known as a pricing exception king or queen. Your boss will not like that. But when you are positioning yourself differently, then you don't have these kinds of problems here where they're like, okay, these two options are the same. Tiff doesn't really call me back, or she runs from problems. This other person does it too. So I'm just going to go with the cheaper option. And either way, they're unhappy and they're not going to give you repeat business. So this market does remind me of 2008. We are in a time where we have to be innovative. Remember what I told you about FHA loans? That's what I did to be innovative. We have to find ways right now. And I'm starting to see a lot of people that kind of dissed me at first for doing a lot of video. They're starting to do video too. So by recognizing new opportunities and implementing them, this is what helped me stand out. I started to contradict what other real estate agents and lenders were doing. And I was a little bit embarrassed first. My first video took me 63 takes, and all I was saying was apply for a loan, buy my thing, buy my thing. People were probably like, shut up. I don't want to buy your thing. I don't want to apply for a loan. You have to give value. You have to differentiate yourself. I believe it's, so Russell Brunson talks about in his Traffic book, which is an amazing book. Everyone should be reading that. Talks about you're either online to educate, entertain, or inspire. If you're going on constantly and saying, buy my thing, that is not what's going to win you the business. People aren't leaping up the opportunity to just apply for a loan. Okay. So you want to make sure you're aware of that. How many realtors are in the US? There's about 1.5 and then another 2 million that aren't even actively working. How many mortgage loan officers? I know I talk fast, but I like to consume content quick. So hopefully this works for you. I got to keep you guys energized. So what does this tell you? There's less loan officers, and a lot of them are going to be getting out of business. Okay. Less loan officers than there is realtors, and it's all relevant to your specific market as well. So when you say, oh, this realtor already has a lender, this other realtor already works with so-and-so. No, they don't. Look at the data. You'd be shocked at how many realtors say, oh, I already have a lender, and they don't even know how to refer the business and keep that bond. Okay, so that's the things that you're going to want to teach them. And by the way, realtors only want to work with you for one reason. They don't say it, but what do you think that is? Why do realtors want to work with lenders? Referrals? Yes. You make sure they get paid. That's right, Paige. Yes. They want to make money. Yes, they want to close more deals. They want to make money. Okay, so if you're showing them the way, you're shining the light in the part of their business that they're like, I need help with this. How many realtors do you think aren't tracking leads? A ton of them. I just had 2 of my realtors. I did a quick little video text. I said, hey, I know the market's tough right now. I know you're super busy trying to crank out business. Send me your leads. I'm happy to call through them. I'm happy to track them for you, put them in my funnel and get them back to you. I track all of that. That's what they want. I help give them, I do joint collabs things on social media, help them get comfortable with doing video. Maybe they don't know how to do like screen shares and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So you're going to give a value to realtors, and there's plenty of business to go around from agents. Okay, I'm going to try to go a little faster. So this is me. Aren't I cute? I want to, the reason why I'm highlighting this is, and this, yes, that's a real bird. That was my grandparents' bird when I was little. I used to like eat crackers like off your tongue and stuff. I don't know, gross, but it used to happen. So I was unique, but what happens to us, whether it's our parents, trauma we went through, school, everybody's born with a God-given gift and an intuition, but sometimes you start stuffing that and you start pushing it down and you want to be like everybody else to fit in. But today I've found my authentic voice and I'm not afraid to show it. People sometimes will look at me like, what is she doing now? This crazy lady's changing clothes in the office and she's running around and doing all these different videos, but I've learned to be my authentic self, and who cares what anybody else thinks? Who cares? And when you're doing things like this, you are shining a light on what other people wish they could do. And hopefully you're motivating them to do it. So grab a realtor that you know that their pain point is getting out there. You go on their social media and you see they have like 50 followers or 100 followers. Help them. Give them education. Do it authentically. Okay. So what does this have to do with you? I want you to be yourself. I want you to not worry about the other haters and the people. And let me tell you something. I saw something on Instagram. When you're at the bottom, they ignore you. And where you're at the top, they can hate on you. That's not always the case. I don't want to be negative, but that could happen. So let me guess. So of course your conversions are terrible. That's maybe why you're on here. Maybe you don't even know what a conversion is. You're fearful of one that there's one or more things that you don't want to implement, or you want to implement, but you're don't know even like where to start. I hear this one all the time, that lenders are afraid, or realtors afraid to annoy their friends and family because you don't want to post about the job. Well, guess what? You are going to annoy your friends and family if you're just posting about buy my thing, apply for a loan. You do not want to do that. If you're serving and sharing the love and educating, you are not going to annoy them. Dr. Joe Vitale, it's a Secret Laws of Money Attraction. Another amazing book. I read books all the time. I listen to them because I can work out, and when I drive, I listen to books. But his definition of marketing is sharing the love with others that want to hear it. Sharing the love, not saying apply for a loan. I made that mistake before. I did that, and it was not good. So you're not going to annoy your friends if you're giving value. Lacking confidence. Again, that's that limiting belief. That's that little, we're going to talk about it later, but that side of your brain that's telling that you can't do this, and maybe you don't know what makes you stand out, or you don't know how to stand out. So the lender's secret, what everybody needs to know, is marketing and innovation. Marketing and innovation is a backbone to any successful business. The lending business is no different. Have you guys ever wondered, like, why are we going to realtors for deals? It's because they know how to market. They're out there. I know we're taught as lenders to apply for a loan, and be an app taker. Sit in a bank. I used to work at a big bank, and you sit there and you hope that somebody comes in. That's not marketing. That's amazing when you get that walk-through traffic, but you're not taught to be a marketer. So the key secrets is video and marketing online. So force number one, when you provide unmatched value, you're differentiating yourself from your business, and you can outlast any shift in the market. I got last year, I do not chase realtors. I love working with them now because I'm attracting the right ones, that we have a common bond together. But I did not get a top producer award last year because I was having one-on-one coffees till like my stomach hurt, and drinking alcohol with them and spending time away from my family. I did it from these techniques that I'm showing you right now. And be yourself. Oh my God. So this is a sales cycle. We don't have a ton of time to go into this today because there's a lot that goes into it. We're going to cover that in my 3-day virtual live event. That's going to be amazing. There's going to be implementation workshops, breakout sessions, all kind of stuff. So we can go deeper. But here, right here, the marketing, the number one, where it says it starts here, that's where you want to start. So there's lead nurture down here. That's where people are getting that lead, and they're thinking that that's where the marketing starts. It's not. It's when you go online and YouTube, and you're gaining subscribers, and you're going on you don't even have to have a podcast. Just go on Podmatch. It's a really cool site, and you can learn to how to find people that want to hear from you, and share news and share facts. And that's a form of marketing as well, way before the lead gen and the nurture. So how many people don't call I don't know if anybody wants to be bold and put it in the chat, but are you guilty of never calling your clients again after you close their loan? Not having a system in place. They're lucky if they get like a text message from you to see if they got their first mortgage statement for their first payment date. So if you're guilty, that's okay. Just recognize it and know that this right here that I'm showing you is the groundwork in the cycle to make sure that you get that repeat business, and that you have rituals and routines in place. So you want to make sure that you're differentiated. So I'm going to skip through some of this because I don't want to run out of time. So again, it's the one-to-one or one-to-many. I just had a client from YouTube. This was such a cool story. I want to share this with you really quick because it shows the power of duplicating yourself and doing what no one else is doing. So I got a client from Virginia on YouTube, and they called me, and I started telling them all these things about like Airbnb and they had questions about should they do a second home or vacation home, or do they want a primary, do they rent out their current house? And I gave them all the information that I know that you guys know in your head. You know this, you tell people one-on-one all the time, but because they saw me on YouTube, they saw me as the authority. And because I shared with them what's in all of our brains, we're great loan officers. We just don't know how to share it with the world. But they said, Tiff, let me ask you a question. How much do you cost? And I'm like, oh, well, that's a great question. I explained the way that we're paid on volume, and it's not but like the old days, pre 2008, where we charge points and get a percentage of it. They said, because you seem really expensive and we don't want to get sticker shock. How cool is that to have that happen? That was like the greatest gift to me, to know that I'm on the right track. And by the way, when you start embarking on this stuff that I'm showing you to do, when you get, people that are complimenting, you see them at Christmas and like, oh my God, you're killing it. And when you get wins like that, where somebody says I'm expensive and they're scared that they can't afford to hire me, those little breadcrumbs, success leaves clues. So those are little breadcrumbs that you're on the right track. Keep going. Don't let the haters discourage you. You keep going. So I do things like this. Stop trying to judge yourself based on others. Strive to be the best version of yourself. I did this little thing, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago. Ask yourself, if you wouldn't trade your life with the other person who's criticizing you, then why the heck would you care what they think? I don't care what people think. I welcome the haters. I welcome the people that see me make mistakes. Like we had some technical difficulty. Hopefully we're not still having it, but we had technical difficulty in the beginning where that we started 2 different links and there was stuff, but I don't care, because I'm here to give you value. And that's just, you got to roll with it. So you're going to maybe have typos on your social media posts, or you're going to mess up words. I can never say like, energy goes where focus flows, or energy flows where focus goes. I never get the saying right, but who cares? Okay. Because you are going to see the successful breadcrumbs that you just want to follow that. You're going to make mistakes. The only way that you fail is if you stop. Okay. Let me see here. All right. So how can you provide unmatched value proposition and set yourself apart? So I want you to take on a new identity. You are now an educator and a content creator. You are either a producer of social media or you are a consumer. So think about this. You're not going to be able to unsee this one either. When you are online at night, are you commenting on people's social media that you posted and someone's saying, oh my God, that's great, I love the message? That's being a producer. That's not being a consumer. If you're going on there and you're saying thank you and you're responding, don't post and ghost. That's like the worst thing you can do for your business when you start getting into digital marketing, is not caring, not sharing the love and showing the love with people that are actually investing their time and interest into you. So if you are a consumer, be very aware. Spend like 15 minutes on other people's stuff. Make sure you are producing. That's how you're going to gain that momentum. So you're going to be an educator, a communicator, innovator. In my 3-day live event, we really go down to the workers versus the innovators and communicators and so on, and how that makes sense for what you're trying to do to set yourself apart. So I want to get some pictures here. Okay, so you want to bridge the gap between where people know that they are and where they're going to get to. Think of yourself like a brain surgeon. They make way more money and they work less because they are absolutely sharp in their craft. Sharp, no pun intended. Sharp in their craft. And they know that they can work less time and they're seen as the authority versus a general practitioner. You want to be that person. You want to take people to the place that you know they want to go. They just don't know how to get there. You want to be that vehicle. So it's education, it's solving problems. So books, e-guides, videos, email sequences, right? Write this stuff down. Videos, text. I send video text messages all the time, which I have some slides going forward. Continuing education for realtors. Think to yourself, like, why am I not getting realtors in a room so I can educate them on something? Educate them on something that you see a gap in the market. You don't want to do first-time homebuyer seminars, all that stuff. Leave that to the people that are still doing open houses and the realtors that are door knocking and doing all the old school mentality. You want to bring in and educate on things that have never been seen before in the market at that level. But ask yourself why you aren't doing that. There's reasons why you are not doing that. It's your own limiting beliefs. Maybe you feel unorganized. Maybe you don't know if people will show up. Maybe you know it costs too much to rent out a room. Bring it online. Do a Zoom. Send out. Do what I did. Do what I did to get you here. So how top producers educate, milestone videos, they pick a niche and they stick with it. So I love talking about why people are chronic worriers, getting rid of limiting beliefs, being the best version of themselves. I love talking about the universe and all kinds of stuff, but these are to educate and inspire. So this is like in the middle, the how to manage your daily pipeline. That's for loan officers. But I was lucky enough and honored enough to have our CEO with Guild Mortgage on my podcast. Yes, I grabbed things like this home buyer guide. That's all good, but it's very canned. So what I did is I took information from that and I created videos on it. But I educate and I inspire. I said something about one of my videos, because this is a true story. I thought escrow sounded like escargot when I first got in the business. People don't know what escrow is. When you say like, oh, your EMD, it's an earnest money deposit and it goes to the escrow company. They don't know what it is. They don't know escrow and impound account. So educate and make a joke out of it, something that's memorable that they'll remember that you posted online. And you could say something, you can copy me. I don't care. I want you to make money. So you can copy me like, hey, no, escargot is different from escrow. It is not a snail dish. It is when, blah, 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 blah. And you can do that and have a call to action at the end. It's not always buy my thing. You can have a call to action be drop a house emoji if this was helpful. Something that gets them engaged, because again, that's that natural learning. All right. How are we doing on time? Okay. So I put things and resources on my website. Frequently asked questions. I have a tab for my podcast here. I have testimonials. Testimonials are important because it's social proof. So we're going to talk about that also. In this market, I still every time we have my awesome girl, Lauren on my marketing team, she sends out one of these brochures. That's the team Tiffany, with testimonials, do's and don'ts, all that kind of stuff. We have, I have a closing video that says I have 3 gifts for you and I explain what they are and I ask for referrals. I send every client lead, the bottom right screen, every client gets a quick video that I pre-recorded. It's okay if you pre-record it, so as long as you don't say somebody's name or a realtor or something. But I say, hey, this is Tiffany. Today I want to connect with you. Please let me know when you're available. I want to talk about mindset, of your timeline, your questions, and address everything for you. I send that. I get so much repeat business. My leads don't forget about me. I send a thank you for the referral video to the realtor and I copy the client. So how many people aren't doing things like that? I mean, that's, are people, thank you, Kelly. I love that escargot aren't that bad either. Yeah, totally. Okay. So when you're sending, think about like that's sharing the love. That's marketing yourself with somebody who wants to hear it. And you're sharing the love with someone in your community who's a realtor. Imagine if you sent a pre-recorded milestone video that says, thank you so much for the referral. I'm going to take great care of your clients. We're going to be making sure we stay connected, and it's pre-recorded. There's captions at the bottom. Always have captions on your video. Everybody, make sure that you have captions. It's so important because 81% more people watch things when there's captions, because they're watching it when they're sitting next to their spouse on the couch, when they're on BART, anywhere. Kids' activities, we shouldn't be doing that. We should be watching our kids, but I can't help myself. I'm guilty. So imagine if they get things like that. It also puts you as an authority figure to your client, that you're organized, that you care, and that you're edifying your realtor. You want to make sure you're edifying your realtor, divorce attorney, CPA, financial advisor, anybody that's involved there. So I have this testimonial that hopefully it'll play. Hopefully you guys can hear the sound on it.
Tiffany Twazon with Guild Mortgage, and I am so excited because I have a zero down CalHAPA client that just closed, and she's with us today, and she was so overjoyed and so energetic that I had to get this on camera. So Christy, thank you so much for agreeing to do this quick video.
Oh my gosh, you are so welcome, Tim. Literally, absolutely.
I am so excited. So actually, it's so funny because another serendipity in this whole story that you've had with buying a home. As you were logging on, I got a message that your final closing statement has been issued. So that means that you are officially on record. You're the homeowner. It hasn't just funded. You own.
I'm a homeowner. Oh my God, this is amazing. This is amazing.
So you and I talked like maybe 6 months ago, and you were saying like, I don't think this would ever happen to me, but I'm just going to ask you. And that's all it took, right?
That's absolutely, very literally all that it took. It really is.
So tell me about your house, how much you love it, and about the product that you got.
Okay. It is literally my dream home. My best friend said when she first saw the pictures, Kirsty, I think if you built a home from the ground up, this is a house. So it's crazy how it all kind of just fell into place. And truly, when I first met with you, Tip, my biggest concern was wasting your time. That's how much I thought this isn't going to be able to happen. We don't have a big stack of cash for a down payment. We're wanting to stay here in the Bay Area, which, as everybody knows, is not cheap on any level. But it just, yeah, we are literally moving into our dream home. We can't, I don't even think we've processed this yet. It's amazing.
Well, and you got in.
All right. You guys don't have to. You guys want to keep hearing that, or it's okay. So you get the point. This testimonial got me probably about 10 new loans. This person had zero money in the bank, and all she did was ask me. So now her house is worth, and I have full permission to share this because she's so freaking thrilled. She got $300,000 in equity that she would not have gotten. She started with barely any money, and now she has 300,000 because she took the leap and she bought a house. Why wouldn't I put that as a testimonial and share that with all the people on social media? I ran this as an ad on Facebook. I ran it on Instagram. I have it on YouTube. I have it on my Vimeo account, but across the board, because she's so energetic and so fun. But these are the things that we want to start thinking about doing. Okay, we got about 30 minutes left. So another thing, hopefully I'm not giving you too much of a fire hose of information, but I want to make sure that you feel like I'm giving you all the value that you gave me your time for. So this is really important. Who cares about Yelp? Okay, I'm sorry if you market on Yelp and you go all in on it, fine. If you go all in on anything and you stay consistent, you could win. But for me, I send all my clients to Google to do a review. YouTube and Google are like sisters. They communicate with each other. So you want to make sure when someone looks up best mortgage lender, in your town, that your reviews show up. The more reviews you have on Google, the higher your SEO search is going to be. So Yelp actually hides your reviews, even if you pay like $500 a month. I think there's people paying like $2,500 a month even. That's crazy to me. They hide your reviews if you aren't paying them enough. And even when you pay them, they put other mortgage lenders on the same page. So you want to make sure that you're sending everybody, even like, no offense, but some people use like testimonial tree and things like that to go on like your website page and whatever, but that's not what's going to help you be an innovative marketer. You want to make sure you keep your SEOs up. So when people are looking for you, that you're showing up online on Google. It's so important. I do things like this, like testimonial things here about what clients say. Very important to do. And I have it in this cool format. My virtual assistant does it for me. He posts it everywhere. He repurposes it everywhere, creates reels from it. And it puts me again as social proof and as the authority figure that I'm doing what other lenders maybe aren't doing. Start thinking about ways that you can stand out. Hopefully I've given you a lot of ideas so far. So I send another little thing about what I do in the flow. I send a welcome video right when I get the lead. Like I showed you, I send that, and I don't care. There's like a little piece of a green screen in the back. I'm sitting at my home office, and who cares? Nothing done is better than perfect. And you don't want to be like it's so staged. Nobody likes staged social media. I have some people that I can think of that everything looks staged, and you're like, that's not authentic. So I send video texts along the way. Video texts are really cool. And it doesn't matter if you don't have makeup on and stuff. Nobody cares about that. So video texts are cool because I could be walking into a meeting. Like yesterday, I was going into our branch meeting at Guild, and I messaged someone, hey, okay, I got your app, I'm blah, 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 blah. We're going to be working with you in 24 hours. I send them a milestone video. But in that moment, I let them know, they saw my face, and I let them know that they their app was received. And it also helps too if you say, hey, just let me let you know I locked your loan, so you're all good. My assistant's going to be reaching out for you with the next steps, et cetera, et cetera. That stops the conversation. That collapses time for you, because now you don't have to deal with, okay, but should I have locked or shouldn't I have locked? I mean, how many people open up a can of worms when you call and you update your clients? Do you guys feel like that sometimes, where you're like, I don't want to call this client because they're going to ask me all these questions and it's going to take up like 20, 30 minutes. Well, guess what? I have a perfect solution for you. You do a video text along the way all the time. I have a loan funded video that explains what the heck that means. In this market, we can't afford things. That's why I was saying earlier, we may not be able to afford things, which you don't want to say that. You want to create a money block in your head. Don't do that. But a thank you card goes a long way. Handwritten thank you card. Let's see, I think I have some in my drawer here. And I love getting handwritten thank you cards from my client. It's like the nicest thing that you can do for somebody. And it's so cheap. It's the price of a stamp, and you grab a bunch of thank you cards at Costco or Amazon or whatever. If you can do nothing else for your business right now, do 10 handwritten thank you cards a week and do nothing else. If you're scared to do video, I'm going to help you through that. But at the very minimum, show appreciation and for any lead that comes through the door. I have a QR code that you can take a picture of, and it puts you into my funnel that shows my podcast, my YouTube, my Vimeo, you know, all that stuff there. So that's really cool. And I'm really proud of it, because it really, again, puts you as an authority figure in your community. So when clients see you, they're like, oh, she's no slouch. She has subscribed here to my newsletter, and here's my podcast, and here's my videos and all that stuff. So I wrote a book on universe of speaking. And I have to tell you, like, I had limiting beliefs popping up, and I did it because I wanted to learn the power of video and how to interview people and how to use other people's email lists to gain attention instead of like buying followers or doing something like that. But I was a little bit nervous because someone one night at a bar downtown, like our little bar and grill, he said, hey, you're a mortgage lender, right? Why did you write a book on the universe of speaking? And I'm like, well, did you read it? He's like, well, not yet, but I'm just wondering. It's people that have gone through so much pain to find their purpose in their career. Mortgage lenders are no different. We have a purpose. So does a realtor. If you don't have purpose in your career, then what are we doing? What is the point? Seriously, ask yourself, what is the point when you wake up Monday and you hate your job? What's going on there? You have to dig deeper and find purpose. And if you love what you do, you hear people say it all the time, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. Make that true to your heart, and that's how you're going to get business. But I wrote that book, and it's conversation from people that one guy, he was a 49ers Super Bowl winner. He's a pastor now. He didn't have any money, and he was so poor, he was embarrassed to say that he didn't have money for lunch when he'd go to school. He had to outwork what he thought is that he had his limiting beliefs, which did him a favor. He thought he had to outwork everybody else. When he got into play high school sports and middle school sports, he thought that he had the underdog advantage. He had to work so hard to be like those other people. He outpaced them, and he ended up winning Super Bowl, and he played for the 49ers. So his name is Willie Harper, and he's in my book. Krista Mayshore, she's a huge realtor. She's my mentor. She's one of my soul sisters and my friends. She's in the book talking about the crazy stuff that she had to go through to become a #1 real estate coach and a #1 realtor. She's amazing. So all those people in the book. So when people ask, when you write a book about something you're passionate about, I want to get you to that stage. You don't have to go out and write a book right now, but I want you to start thinking about what you want to talk about and how it's going to position you and put you in a place where you feel that sense of purpose. Okay, I won't bore you with that video. So what my book taught me: opt-ins, landing pages, the importance of email lists, getting comfortable on video, where to create and store the videos. I had no idea. You cannot keep it just on your phone. The importance of a virtual assistant. You cannot rely on a processor to send your milestone videos, to track your leads, the processors have a function. And you got to make sure that you are outsourcing, being resourceful. You can't send clients information to your virtual assistant out there in Neverland. That's not compliant, but you can utilize your virtual assistant to do things that's going to take the heat off of you, and it's going to free up your time. So everything that I have is systematic. Like I said, milestone videos, loan anniversary videos, happy birthday videos. And it's so funny because my team made a mistake and they sent a happy birthday video out to my whole 11,000 people email list. Guess what? You think no one's watching your stuff? You're wrong. Because I got so many, all you have to do is to find out how many people are watching your stuff is make a mistake. I got so many texts, calls, emails, responses. It's not my birthday. It's not my birthday. It's not my birthday. I'm like, oh, so you are watching me. Okay. People are watching when you do things like that. When you create an email list and then know the importance of it. If Facebook and Instagram went like that and was gone, you have the asset of the email list. So that helped me learn the importance of it, learn how to write a book. And I learned the pain that what we're going through right now in the market, we're going through this for a reason. It's going to help us create more wealth and success if you follow me and you do what I'm doing. So again, these are some of the other things that I'm doing. I was on a podcast, Everything Cha-Ching. I talked about my book. I talked about my mortgage lending. It was super fun. And it's out there on the internet. So when someone Googles Tiffany Rose, you can find that episode. You guys can do it if you're interested. So you might be asking yourself right now, how do I write the scripts? Where do I store the video? I don't have marketing material. You do. Yes, you do. You know what to talk about. You know where to store the video. You just have to Google, where do I store video? It's not that difficult. And you don't have to have a virtual assistant when you're first starting. Marketing material, we have like a marketing library at Guild Mortgage where you could go in, you can find a bunch of stuff and just do a video on it. So you don't need, you think that you don't know what to talk about, but you talk about things all the time to your client every single day when you're taking a lead and you're explaining the process. Talk about a pain point or something. So this was Kim. Kim wanted to, she's on my team. Isn't she beautiful? She's beautiful inside and out. So she wanted to she called me about 3 years ago and said, hey, I want to make like $8,000 to $10,000 more. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I used to be a realtor in the new housing development part of it. I just want to make some money for extra vacations for my kids. I'm like, Kim, hell no. You're working with me. Do you want to be an appraiser? No offense to appraisers, but do you want to go drive around and go measure and go out in the rain and you're a beautiful girl? You want to go to people's houses? No. She came with me. She's smart. She implemented. She's action taker. She didn't know anything about loans other than being on the realtor side of it. Her first year, she made 6 figures. However, I have permission to share this. The market had shifted and her limiting beliefs started popping up. So when we addressed her limiting beliefs and her blocks, which was video, a lot of it was video. She didn't know how, and she didn't know how to have that like just start attitude. So after we created, she came over one day, she was here there like 2 hours, gave her a bunch of, showed her the app that I put my stuff on, gave her a bunch of videos, and we created 9 impactful videos. We got 6 loans in the pipeline from her videos because she's never done it before. People were like, oh my gosh, where did she come from? She's on my team and she's doing great. We broke through that block. You can do funnels that educate, executive bio funnels, like telling about yourself. We're going to talk about funnels later in the 3-day virtual live event, because funnels are so important. If you don't know what a funnel is, if you don't know who Russell Brunson is, you're going to be behind. What's worked for your business in the last 5 to 6 years is not going to work for your business in the next 1 to 2. You have to learn how to be innovative and figure out what a funnel is. It's going to help you hugely. You can either spiral down on the information I'm giving you and go into guilt and shame because you haven't done this stuff yet, or you're confused. You can go into anger, like, God, this girl talks so fast, and who does she think she is? And she fumbles through her words and whatever. Or you can spiral up and you can start thinking about all the ways that this can work for you. This will work for you. This is very simple stuff. I'm not like a know-it-all. I'm not super intelligent even. I'm just doing things and I'm being consistent that I see nobody else, not nobody else, but other people not doing in the market. And don't be intimidated when you see, like, there was a lender that I talked to a couple of weeks ago, and she wants to be a student. She has like 20,000 followers on Instagram. I thought that her business would be rocking, but perception's reality, but it's not. She didn't have much reviews on Google when I looked her up. She wasn't out there. She wasn't on YouTube. Okay. She didn't have call to actions on her videos. So don't spiral down when you see somebody that you think is doing something better than you. That's not always the case, not the case. No one person is better than the other person. Let me make that clear. Maybe people are further along in their journey than you are, but that's okay. You're also further along in your journey than other people are. I'm in a mastermind with this guy, Vinny Chopra. He's amazing. I love him so much. He's worth 324 million. We're one of 4 in a mastermind. It's Vinny, Bo, Mario, an appraiser, and Bo, he's a lender. So Vinny's worth 324 million. He still wants to learn from us who are doing things in the technology side so he can make even more money in the digital world. All right. So I'm further along in my journey maybe than him on some things. He's way further along when it comes to multifamily and skilled like nursing facilities and all that. So find ways to spiral up and get into that courage. Courage is where it's going to start right there. When you get past that anger, pride, courage, and you work your way up. So this is new opportunities to differentiate yourself. Okay. You don't have to be an author. You don't have to do a seminar yet. You don't have to have a podcast. You got to pick things like solving people's problems. Let me show you something. So imagine if you are a borrower and you call and they call me, Tiffany, as a lender, and they ask questions and I send them an e-guide on how to purchase, how to prepare, home buyer checklist. I send them a video. The other lender does nothing. So that already is setting you apart from somebody else in your community. Why are my slides going on the side here? Hold on. Let me check something with you guys. Are you guys seeing my slides okay? Are you seeing imagine if a potential calls you and they say yes? Okay, awesome. Thank you. Veronica, can you help me with the slides here? Okay. The other lender says nothing. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, next slide, please. I just want to make sure we're okay. So imagine if a homeowner calls you and says that they're considering buying an investment property and you send them your online video series from a landing page in a funnel, 11 mistakes homeowners make when they're buying their first rental. Imagine how powerful that would be. It's not that hard, okay? Next slide. Thank you. The other lender sends nothing. Let me see what's going on here. All right. Imagine if a borrower calls you and asks you if they should sell their house and you send them. So I meant to add this, but we ran out of time with this webinar. It's going to be on the next one that I'm doing. So Viviana and I created a video that it says, hey, I heard you're looking, you inquired about selling your home. So here's what to expect. So that I'm putting myself on a video with Viviana, my realtor, that's going out to my leads that are thinking about selling in the area that Viviana services. And now my name as a lender is going out to all of her leads about what to expect. So think about the impact that that can make, right? Next slide, Veronica. All right. The other lender and agent said nothing. I don't know why I can't get control of my slides right now. All right, I'll just keep saying next slide. Okay, you're marketing and you're educating. So next slide, Veronica, please. All right, this is, look at Dee. This is my amazing, amazing, amazing processor. She's a rock star at Guild Mortgage. Look at her cute face. Cute face doesn't have anything to do with it. She's so skilled. And by the way, this is a total side note. I'm just saying this off the cuff. If you think that you have to have the best looks, or if you think, oh, well, Tiffany, she thinks she's so cute and that's why she gets all this business, that's not the case. It maybe could get your foot in the door. It could also repel people, but a cute face only takes you so far. You have to be a kind person and you have to do the job. A realtor will give you a lead, maybe if they want to flirt with me or something. I've got to do a good job or else that client doesn't work with me, and the realtor, I cause them hell and they don't want to work with me again either. But anyways, going back to Dee. So she was a loan processor. She worked with Guild for over 5 years and she was great, but she started connecting with me on social media. She started sharing my story. She's like, Tiff, you're a badass. You interviewed our CEO. That was amazing. That was so inspiring. And I'm going to admit, I grew to love her more. She was being authentic with me. So what happened was she created a relationship with me online. This is me and Dee. Now, this was us at our Christmas party. We had this little potluck. Someone did this cool little present toilet thing, but we are so much more connected now. And then guess what happens? Next slide, please. Guess what happens? She got my attention. She built my trust. And if she ever makes mistakes, which is rare, it's fine because I trust her and we have an extra bond now rather than her just being like the employee at Guild that I send my loans to. Imagine if you did that with your realtors and your divorce attorneys. Imagine if you started commenting on their stuff. You still need to have a list. So you need to have like your list building, your realtors, your CPAs, your past clients, your divorce attorney. Imagine if you honed down on that list and maybe you have call reluctance. Maybe you're like, okay, I don't want to call realtors every Monday and bother them. You shouldn't be bothering them because you're giving them something of value. But guess what? If you want to go in and comment authentically and genuinely, then that's the way to get the attraction business. They're going to know you. They're going to like you. You're going to know more about their life. If they're posting things and they're ranting, you don't want to work with them. You want to take them off your list and add another realtor that's posting things. I love when people talk about law of attraction, universe, all that cool stuff. I absolutely love it. Okay. Yes. Seek relationships, not transactions. Thank you, Bobby. Absolutely. Next slide. We're getting down. We got about 20 minutes. So thank you for hanging in there with me. I hope I'm giving you, is this stuff helping you guys? Can you, yes? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Cal. Oh, okay, good. Okay, thank you, thank you, Paige. Awesome. So you may be thinking like, what if I'm an introvert? I used to think I'm kind of wild and crazy, but when I think about it, it's when I've had like a shot and a beer and I'm drinking and I'm like out of my mind and I'm having so much fun. But when I go to like my kids' activities and stuff, I am a little bit of an introvert, to be honest. I'm kind of shy and I didn't realize it. So I'm here doing this with you guys and I'm putting myself out there and I haven't done things to this level. I've done webinars. I bet the Facebook ads and all these things is really putting myself out there. If I can do it, you can do it. Okay. So if you're telling yourself you don't know what to say, you don't know what to educate on, I don't want to beat a dead horse, too much for lack of better words, but why would somebody want your advice? Somebody's going to want your advice because you have so much to offer. You've been through challenges. Talk about how you helped a client. Talk about even like this brochure thing that I did. I can talk about this with lenders and my students on how to have implementation workshop and get the thing done. You just have to have an accountability partner or a coach or a mentor to help you if you feel like you're procrastinating, but people want to hear from you. You just have to take action. Remember, implementation is key. So earlier I said that it's what you do, the power's in what you do with this information. It's not just me giving you this. If you never do one thing with this, then you're not going to change. And if not, ask yourself, if not now, then when? Okay, next slide. Next slide. Okay. So force number 2. So like I said, if you've never taught anything before, it's okay. All you have to be is just a chapter ahead of where somebody else is. Next slide. I love this one. Okay. All right. So good wolf. Can everyone see my slide? Good wolf versus bad wolf. All right. So there's an old Native American story. And it's about one of the elders telling one of the kids that there's 2 wolves that live inside of you. There's a good wolf and a bad wolf, and both of them want to be fed. And the good wolf is full of love and kindness and compassion that you have for yourself. The bad wolf is the one that has anger and hate and frustration and wants to cause pain on inside your own body. So the child asked, well, which one wins? And the elder responded, whichever one you feed. I don't want to feed that wolf. I don't want to feed. Do you guys want to feed that wolf? Hell no. Look at the other wolf, the same animal. The other one is serene, in touch with purpose and spirit, and has life and looks kind. That's the wolf inside of you that you want to feed. So when I'm telling you all these things, and you may be thinking, I don't want to make assumptions, but you may be thinking, I don't know. I'm never gonna be able to do this. Oh my God, how's Tiff doing that? How's she doing YouTube? Oh my God, I've started a YouTube channel. How do I do that? Feed the good wolf only. Next slide. Okay. Read a book, interview people in your industry, collab with the title agent. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I feel bad for the title reps because we don't even care about them until we need like a list or we need docs and we have like this major problem or something, or we need like, I don't know, I don't ask for escrow fees to be cut, but call them. They have valuable information. They have relationships with other realtors and people that they can connect you with. Collaborate with them. A lot of them are great marketers. Remember, we've been taught to be app takers and learn DTI and LTV. Realtors are taught to be marketers. Title company reps that come in here and drop off things, hell yeah, they're taught to be marketers. Next slide. Okay, I have got to figure out how to do my own slides again. I don't know what happened. Veronica, can you make me let's see. Let me try to do something here. Did I just stop sharing my screen? Can you guys still see my slides? No? Okay. Oh. Can you guys see it now? Can you guys see it now? I think it went on the wrong spot, but can you see my slides now? Okay. All right. I think I got control of the wheel again. Let me see. All right. Let me just fast forward through here. All right. You can answer the public. Discover what questions people are asking and then pull out content ideas. Enter keywords. So you can look up, there's like something called long tail searches. You can say, how do I buy a house with little money down, no money down? You can Google that, answer that. So you can answer the public, okay? So something that I did, you guys, definitely write this down. Like I said, feel free to copy anything because this is copying, but you're going to put your own voice on it. And I want you to make money. I want you to get more clients. That's the purpose of this webinar. So what are closing costs? Do a video on how to understand closing costs. What's a loan estimate? How to read a loan estimate. It's very simple. So what if my credit's bad? How to improve your credit score. It's very simple. And you do videos on that all day long. And what happens is when you name it that, and you put that in YouTube or you put that somewhere like where it's going to be found on Google, people are going to find your product. You can even do this to help out realtors. You can do a collab with a realtor on how to sell a house on Zillow, how to sell a home fast, how to sell a loan without an agent. Do you want to do you can do a FSBO versus paying an agent. A realtor would be super excited if you did a video and you collab with them on why a for sale by owner, what we call a FSBO, is not ideal. That's huge because there's been people that have tried to sell, there's been realtors that have tried to sell their own house and they had to hire another realtor that's better at marketing so they can get their own house sold. How crazy is that? Because they wanted to save money on commission. We got to get right, guys, about investing in ourselves. If I show you how to properly in our 3-day event, how to run Facebook ads and how to invest in yourself and put out marketing money to get things back, you got to get comfortable with putting out money and being okay with marketing. That's when the deals are going to come in. Okay. So we don't have time to go through all this stuff. You want to educate in the gap. I want to make sure that we leave enough time. So maybe you're worried about not educating. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but you only have to be one chapter ahead. I said that earlier. You guys know more than the average potential home buyer does. So don't say I'm just a mortgage lender. I don't know how to create content. That's the bad wolf. You want to feed the good wolf. Get testimonials. Okay. Force number 3, this is the last one we're going to talk about, is educational marketing. It will empower you. You are not a victim in this market. You are not a victim. You are a powerful mortgage loan originator that knows how to market themselves and has things in your heart and in your mind that you can go out there and share to take over your market. Everybody who's, that safely can do it, I want to take over my market. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not a victim in this market. You can get empowered. You can take over your market. Okay. I have full faith in you. So you can go direct to clients. You can collab with people. A lot of this stuff we don't have time to go over, but ask yourself who, not how. When I started getting coaches and I started getting mentors, that's when my business exploded, because I started asking, okay, I don't know how to do this, but who can help me learn how to do this? You can collaborate with somebody and do a joint story. So picture like coaching and mentorship and masterminds, like picture like you being in a room by yourself and you're like, don't even know what the next step is to take, and you're in the dark. And somebody comes in, a mentor or a mastermind person, and they click on the light for you. And then they extend their hand for you and they help you out of that dark room. And they put you in another room where it has a bunch of people with a bunch of light. And you're feeling like these are the people that can help me. You were in your dark room by yourself trying to figure out how, alone. You cannot do that. Ask yourself who. Get into that room with all the lights on and the computers and the social media running and everybody's collabing and everyone's rooting for each other. Okay. That's what you want. So powerful planning, influence, partnerships, and success. So who and what? Who already has an audience and following? Yes. So that's another thing. Again, we're going to talk about that in the live event. We're going to go deep into that, actually, how to find influencers that have a larger following and how to create value together and what systems need to be in place. So bridge the gap. I do these kinds of things all the time. These are realtors. I went to a car dealership and I taught all of the car dealer guys how to make sure they do handwritten thank you cards, videos, ask for testimonials, everything that I'm teaching you, it works for any business. So I think I know there's a money manifestation coach that's on here right now. There's Sheila, who I also love. I love Kel too, money manifestation coach. Lindsay's insurance. This stuff can work for any business. So I went out and I taught people that sell cars how to be better. Imagine if your car salesman sent a thank you video, asked you for a testimony, and wrote you a handwritten thank you card. Like, that'd be crazy, right? Crazy. Be a community influencer. All right. You can co-market with, I love my divorce attorney. I have a good one. I've been divorced twice, so I better, right? But I have a good divorce attorney. She's amazing. She actually cares about the kids and she cares about the system and making sure that it works the best way as possible for me and for my family. So co-market with a divorce attorney. There's so many divorce attorneys that don't understand that they need to be working with the lender to help them not ruin their credit. Don't sign off of the title if you're stuck on the loan still, because that doesn't matter. How many divorce attorneys don't know those things? All right. You deserve to thrive. You do not have to do it on your own. Like I said, I want to be that person that shines the light. There's statistics of people, they took people that had death on the line and they said, you need to change your habits, whether it was alcohol or eating bad or not exercising or worry or stress, change or die. Only 1 in 10 changed their life with death on the line. However, after the 12 months, when they went on and they had a coach and they had a mentor, 77% of the people went on and they succeeded and they got their health back in order. Think of the GPS, like goals, plans, system, strategy. Think of me as the gas. I'm going to give you the guidance, the accountability, and the support to do all these things that I showed you that I'm doing. You don't have to go out and try to implement it all right now. I'm going to give you the gas. Otherwise, you're going to run out of gas. You're going to run out of energy if you don't have somebody. So would it be okay if I talked to you about an opportunity to learn more and go deeper into detail about this? Would it be okay? Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to invite you to, it's called the Invincible Lender. And love how these say unstoppable. Okay, Invincible Lender. It's Tuesday, April 11th through 13th, and it's on Zoom. It's a virtual live event. It's 3 days. It's going to be 5 hours each day. I'm going to have a CPA on there. I'm going to have a realtor, actually, most likely more than one realtor. We're going to have implementation workshops and breakout sessions. We're going to work a lot on your mind. Your mind is so important in all of this. It's the key to your success. Okay. So if you want to become an invincible lender, then you will want to attend this. You're going to learn the tactics. You're going to be a part of my community. There's going to be a private Facebook that you go into the community on, and everybody can start sharing their things that they learned. And I'm going to reveal the new approach to increase your income through levels of communication. Okay, so you're no longer now you're a marketer and you're an innovator. So I'm going to talk about those levels. We don't have time to get into all that right now. So it's $47. It's the cost of, well, when my kids and me go to Starbucks, so they buy a bunch of muffins and stuff, but it's $47. You're going to get 15 hours of coaching. You're going to get blueprints, workbooks, guided community mastermind, like I said, breakout sessions and all that kind of stuff. Okay. Worth its weight in gold. I'm pretty sure, how many of you guys feel like I gave you $47 worth of value today? Do you guys feel like I gave you value? And it was free, right? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. So for $47, you get 3 days of that. All right. So there's extra bonuses. There's a raffle. Oh, which reminds me, I have to announce our raffle winner. So you're supposed to grab the graphic and tag and say, I am registered. So we picked a raffle and it is Kelly Franco. So she gets an Amazon gift card. Kelly, is she still on right now? I hope she is. You have to, must be present to win. No, I love Kelly. So she deserves. I was so excited when I saw her name pop up there. So did the raffle part. Remember, if you aren't failing, you are not growing. Okay. If you're not failing, you're not growing. I have failed at so many things before. It's painful. I have cried like tears of anger because I have failed before at things. And that's the way I've grown. That's the way I've been able to get students. My mentor is amazing. She makes $1 million a month by doing things, but she has failed through things unapologetically, but she has failed and she has grown more than just in the 4 years. I can't even believe how much she's grown. And so have I. So we need to leverage as much people as we can. We need to move forward boldly. Okay. So if you don't have the gas and you're driving a million miles an hour and you're trying to get somewhere without the gas or direction, then who cares? You're not going to be able to move the needle forward. Okay, we don't need to go through this. So I want you to make sure from this point on, everybody say, I'm a doer. You are no longer a dabbler. I'm a doer. Okay. You don't want to be a jack of all trades, master at none. And I'm going to show you how to pick things and stick with it and be consistent. All right. So the link is at the end here. Sorry, I had way more slides than I thought I did. All right. So again, that's what's included. You go to Tiffany Rose Coaching /invincible. The link is right there. You get a bonus if you do a fast action and you sign up. You get a free VIP upgrade and you get a free copy of my ebook. And again, we're going to do another raffle on the 3 days. So I want you to become an invincible lender. All right. So I will see you April 11th, 12th, and 13th. And, you can listen to it while you work. I want you to be focused, but I understand it is time out of your day. And this is going to be the best thing that you do for your career. All right. So thank you so much. There's the link there. And I'm going to leave it open. Veronica, can you, let's see. I just want to make sure that I leave it open for just a few questions here. So you can unshare my slides. I want to see everybody. Let's see. Let me escape out of here. Go back to my Zoom camera. You can stop sharing my screen, Veronica. Okay, there we go. Can everyone see me now? Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. My link does not open. That is not good. Veronica, Mouse, can you help me with that? Okay, let's see. I don't see. It's Tiffany Rose coaching.com /invincible. Veronica, can you put that in the chat there? Or Kel, are you able to help me out and put that in the chat there? So while we're doing that part, I want to open up to questions. So Veronica, can you allow people to unmute so they can ask a few questions? Okay. Hi, Selena.
Hi, am I unmuted now?
Yes, you are.
Okay, I didn't know I was gonna be on video, so excuse.
That's okay.
But I'm super excited. I've got pages and pages of notes, and the video text are like great idea. I really, really, really like that. And
Oh,
I'm definitely
good.
signing up. So I'll see you in April.
Oh, thank you. I'm so excited. Yeah,
Yes, I'm
I love.
excited.
I've known Selena. She's worked with me for Gil, but I've known Selena since 7th grade, so we go way back, and she still wants to learn from me. So thank you,
Yes.
Selena.
Thank
And
you,
it's
Deb.
the link is in the chat now if you guys want to grab it. So
Perfect.
this is our first run on this particular thing. I've coached and I have students, but this is the first one. So where we're using this link. So, okay, good. It's working. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. So does anybody else have questions?
Hey, Tiffany, it's Rob.
Hey, Rob, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Yeah, thank you so much for this. This is great. You know a little bit about my business, so can you just share any thoughts on how to approach this whole process from the wholesale angle here instead of the retail angle?
Absolutely. And you know, I know Rob, you guys, he's at Greenbox and we actually can broker out to him from Guild Mortgage. So you're
Yes.
gonna, yes. So what you guys are gonna want to do, and to answer Rob's question, is you want to know who your avatar is and you want to speak to that. You want to speak to that person, and that's your audience. So your audience, Rob, is mortgage lenders.
It's you. Yes.
Right, it's me. So you're gonna want to go on and pick, you have some amazing products. I mean, we were talking about a while back, ITIN loans, DSCR loans. There's a lot of lenders that don't have a clue. They don't even know
Bank
what.
statements for self-employed, foreign
Mhm.
nationals.
Right. So if you, I know Debbie, you know, Debbie's a big podcaster. That's his partner, and she can, you know, help you get on to the video. Do you do video now?
You know, I haven't. I have to be careful a little bit about the company's marketing policies. You know, it's not just carte blanche. You know, I may have, if I do videos and start posting them on social sites, I may have to get them approved. I don't know. What I've done, I actually did very well for a while. I was doing Constant Contact. I sent out my own videos and my own marketing system to everybody who's a national account with us. And I got called out on it because they kind of viewed it as me sort of forming my own, marketing plan. So I don't know, how that would really fly, for me. And I used to do Facebook ads way back when, to 2016, 2017, and I've understood that Facebook ads have just changed drastically. So this may or may not be true, but some people say they don't work as well as they used to, and Facebook keeps changing the algorithms and all this. But you had mentioned Facebook ads a couple times in your presentation, so is that still a big part of what you do?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Facebook ads, and of course, us as lenders, we can't quote rates, we can't do certain things. I guess the link is getting confused, you guys. I see it in the chat, but that's okay. Mal's and Veronica will fix it. So trust me, you have somebody up there, Rob, that at the higher levels that's going to want you to get out there and market one-to-many instead of one-to-one. There's going to be
Absolutely.
something that you're going to be able to say. So, you don't want to talk about certain things that are not compliant, but they will love you if you shine a light out there digitally, and you're talking about what is a DSCR loan. I mean, how could they get mad at you at that? So those are the kind
That's
of
true.
things. Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Make it educational.
Yeah, you're just educating. That's all you're doing, is doing education. You're not asking them to pay for anything. You're not buying referrals. You're not doing anything. But of course, I don't work at Greenbox, but those are the kind of things that I know for sure that Guild Mortgage wants us to get out there and do. They want us to educate and talk about things. We just can't cross